Alright everybody, here we are. We're playing some Wacky Racers, and I've got the game board all set up for a two-player event. We have, in honor of it being October and Halloween month, we have the Creepy Coop with the Gruesome Twosome, and then we have the Compact Pussycat with Vanellope Pitstop. And they are going to be going against all the neutral racers, because whenever you do not play with up to 6 players, you still play with neutral racers. And they could possibly win. In fact, they have actually beaten me in every game I've played so far, but we'll see what happens. In the back here is Dick Dastardly. He is going to be setting traps and being an all-around bad boy throughout the game. And, well, why don't we just get this game underway and we'll show you how it works. So we'll make the Gruesome Twosome as the first players. Seems how they are furthest back on the line here. So what we do is we have cards here that represent the type of terrain that is in front of them. Now, if it has clear border, or even these first two, basically they count as any type of terrain. So you can move off of that by playing any type of card. Regardless, the very first card you play can be any type of terrain card to be able to move your character forward 1 space. From there, you have to match the type of terrain that your character is located on to be able to move another space forward. Not the terrain in front of them, but the terrain that they're on. So in the case of the Gruesome Twosome here, they could play any one of these 3 cards to be able to move forward 1 space. So we are going to play this card right here. We'll discard it, and then we're going to move them forward 1 space like that. Now, there can only ever be 2 characters in one location at a time. However, that does not mean that you can't change the sides of the tile that you're located on. And what I mean by that is that the Gruesome Twosome are still on what is considered a neutral tile, so they can play another card to move off of it, and they can change the side of the tile that they're located. However, that would end their turn, because all they have is another card that basically doesn't do anything for them, and so then they draw their hand back up. Now, at the end of each player's turn, what ends up happening is that Dick Dastardly will activate. And the way that he activates is that he just looks at the top of the card that's on the pile here, and then he moves forward to the next tile that would represent that type of terrain. So in this case, he will move to this spot right here. Now, if he is ever alone in the front of the pack, he is going to lay a trap, and then he's going to go back into last place, because, well, technically to Dick Dastardly, he is never in last place. He is always in first place, because he is, well, Dick Dastardly. He doesn't know what he's doing. Now let's check out Vanellope Pitstop. Now she has 3 types of cards as well. And if you notice, we have a grass, a swamp, and then we have like a desert. She is located on a neutral one right now, but you also want to plan ahead a little bit if you can. So let's discard the grass one, and we are going to move. Now the thing about it is that whenever there's like a tile in front of you that's already occupied by 2 people, in fact, we are not going to discard that one. We're going to discard the swamp instead. I'm sorry. Then you get to skip ahead. So basically, she gets to skip that tile right there with the purple swamp, and she gets to immediately move up here to this tile that has the desert. And in this case, she would not have any more cards to be able to move, so she can draw 1 card up, because you do have a hand size basically of 3. Actually, there's technically not a hand size, but you always draw up to 3 at the end of your turn. Now, Dick Dastardly is going to activate, and he is going to move to this spot here. Now, because, once again, he is located at the front of the pack alone, he is going to set a trap, and then he's going to go all the way to the very back of the pack. Now, these traps are, well, hazardous, and sometimes they're not, because you have to remember Muttley is with him, and Muttley will sometimes thwart Dick Dastardly's plans. So, if this was not the first turn, we would activate the neutral players. But in this case, we do not. We are going to only do that at the end of this next round. So, once again, the Gruesome Twosome will activate. So here's the cards that we're looking at, and they're right here. So what we would like to do, well, it looks like we're going to end up going up here to this desert spot, which that's not very beneficial, unfortunately. Let's discard this one right here, and that'll be their free movement. Now they're going to skip this location here and go to right there. Now they only have 2 of these left, and I'm going to keep them in my hands for right now, because we do have a couple of other forests coming up, and I'm just going to draw 1 card to refresh their hand. Now let's look at the desert. We will move Dick up to that spot right there. and he will occupy it. Now Penelope. Now they do have special abilities. We will talk about those special abilities when they become a bit more relevant in the game. Here at the beginning, they're not very relevant at all. Okay, so now Penelope's turn. Let's see, she does have a little one here. She has to be careful not to hit that trap though, but at the same time, let's just see what happens. So she's going to play that one down. Now she gets to skip this location because there's already 2 players, and she's going to move to that one. Now, because she is on a forest location and she does have a forest card, she is going to play that, and she will hit this location, which is going to immediately activate the trap. Log. Move backwards 2 tiles. All right, now that activates immediately, so she's going to go 1, 2. Go right back to where she started. Now she's going to draw 2 cards, refill her hand, and now Dick is going to move to this location right here. Now he is not alone in first, so therefore he is just going to stay there. Okay, so now that we have finished an actual round, we are going to activate the neutral players. So the way that this works is that each one of them is going to move forward 1 space. So we're going to move the ant mob. We're going to, I can't remember their name with the tank. Captain Caveman and Son, and the hillbilly guys. I cannot remember the hillbilly guys' names either. Anyways, they're going to move right to there. Now what we're going to do is we are going to see, there's actually a whole little step process here. Move all neutral racers 1 space, reveal 1 movement card, and move all neutral racers currently on that type of terrain 1 space, and then do it again, and then do it again. So we are going to flip a card. Anybody on a desert space moves forward 1 space. There are 2 of them. Actually, it's me, but this guy will just move right to there. I don't get to move, unfortunately. We're going to do it again, which is another desert space. Nobody's on a desert space. Do it again. A desert space again, but nobody's on a desert space. In a 2-player game, this will now activate Dick Dastardly as well, and he is just going to use this type of terrain to be able to activate. So he's going to go all the way up to there, and now once again, because he is by himself, he is going to lay a trap and then go back and retreat. So let's go to the gruesome twosome again, and let's see what they're doing. Okay, so this ain't too bad. So we're going to play this forest one. In fact, you know what? We're not going to play that forest one. We're going to play this desert one, because they get to skip this one and this one to move all the way to there, because all of them are tied up. And now, because we are on a forest location, we're going to play this one to move forward again. And then we're going to play this one to move forward again. So they just flew right on up there, didn't they? Okay, so let's draw our hand back up, and let's activate Dick Dastardly. So he is going to move to the forest spot right there. Next, Vanellope Pitstop. Let's see what she can do. Well, let's play our first desert card to just move up to the desert spot. Let's see. So she does have some special abilities. Let's see what she's got here, okay? We have Clever Girl, which says switch places with another racer within 2 tiles. Not necessary right now, because she's going to be able to skip all these anyways. We have Bright Headlights. Choose one other racer. That racer moves forward 1 tile. We don't want to do that. Cancel a painted tunnel trap or an oil trap. So that's just basically to deflect anything that Dick might leave for her. Discard up to 3 cards, draw that same number of cards. So the Gruesome Twosome also have that same card where you can discard cards to draw cards. They also have that card to be able to avoid oil and log traps. And then this one here, it says if you are in last place, move forward 2 tiles. And then they have the Bat Attack. Other racers in yours and adjacent tiles move back 2 tiles. Move the racers that are behind first. So these special cards can be played at any time, and you can play as many as you like as well. However, once they're used, they get flipped over, and the only way that you can get them back is there are trap cards that could possibly reactivate them. Yes, it's basically Muttley thwarting Dick Dastardly by canceling the trap and actually giving you something instead. The other way is once the last player gets to this gas station, each player then can refresh one of their used cards. So you don't want to use them frivolously because they can become very powerful. So let's use this desert card now to move her forward again. So she's going to go all the way up to here, and then we're going to use this forest card to move her forward a space again. Now, let's draw her 3 cards. let's activate Dick Dastardly, and he will go to the forest spot right there. All right, so now we are going to activate all the neutral racers again. So all of them are going to automatically move forward 1 space. Now we're going to flip a card. Any of them on a desert spot move forward. There are none of them on a desert. These guys are on a swamp, so I can choose. I'll move Captain Caveman to there, and then I will move those guys. They will go all the way up 1 full spot. So that was 2. This will be the last one. Forest. Oh boy. Okay, so Captain Caveman goes all the way up to there. Ant Mob. These guys can go all the way to there. Okay. And Dick Dastardly will move forward 1 space. And I hope I remembered to move Dick on her turn. I think I did. Okay, so let's go back to the Gruesome Twosome and let's see what they've got going on. Now they got to be careful because there is a trap up there that they're going to possibly hit if they're not. Oh, yes, we did move Dick. Okay. All right, so let's see. So he can get all the way to there. So let's play our desert one, or the red card, whatever it is. We're going to move them to right there, and then we are going to, might as well, we'll just trigger it and see what happens. So, other racers in yours and adjacent tiles move back. Ooh, that could be really good. Before I activate or do any of this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this bat attack, because that's pretty powerful. That could really mess up a lot of the racers. So other racers in yours and adjacent tiles move back 2 tiles. Move the racers that are behind first. We're going to do the bat attack because it's going to affect every single one of these guys. So bat attack it is. So we will affect, and then they move backwards. Let's see, 2 tiles. Wow. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. There you go. And then I think it should affect Dick, to be honest with you, just because it does say all other racers, and he is technically a racer. So now, with that said and done, we are going to use our forest tile to move forward 1 space. Now we will use this red card to move forward to here, and then we will use our swamp card to move forward here, activating this trap. Oil. All other racers move forward 1 spot. However, Monster Roadster, cancel an oil trap or a log trap. We will use that to cancel this so that they do not get to move forward. Ha ha ha. So 1, 2, and 3. So Dick is going to move all the way up to that swamp location. And now let's activate Penelope Pitstop. Okay, let's see. Boy, she is back there far now, isn't she? So let's do the forest one first. Let's move her all the way to there, and then we will use this one to move her forward 1 more spot and switch places with another racer within 2 tiles. She could switch places with him if she used this card. We're going to hold off on that though, just because that could be way too good to that might be something better to use a little bit later. So let's draw her hand back up, and now Dick is going to move all the way to here, lay himself down and trap, and then go all the way back to there. All right, let's activate our neutral racers. So all of them are going to move forward 1 space. Now let's flip over a card. Any of them on a, nope, none of them are on a swamp. We do have the desert features, so let's move them to there, move them to there. And last one, we will move both of these guys forward, and then Dick is going to move right to there. Now remember, Dick only moves in the 2-player game during the neutral players race. He would not do that if there were more players. All right, so Gruesome Twosome, let's do your thing, bud. Let's see. Well, he has a bad draw, doesn't he? Let's do this. We're going to use this ability here, the Motor Roar, discard up to 3 cards and draw the same number of cards. So let's use that. Let's discard all 3 of those and draw 3 new ones. That's better. Okay. Let's get rid of the swamp and move forward to here. And then we're going to get rid of this one here to move forward onto there. And then you can use any card when you're on that tile to move forward. So we're going to move all the way to there. Now let's draw 3 new ones. Let's activate Dick. He will go there. And let's go to Penelope. Oh, it's a tight race. They're doing good, but that's never necessarily staying long. Okay. Oh, she's got a good draw. So, let's go with this one first. We'll move her to the... Well, actually, that's not good at all. Shoot. She needs a swamp one. Choose one other racer moving forward. Okay, so here's what she's going to do. She's going to use bright headlights. Choose one other racer. That racer moves forward 1 tile. We are going to choose Captain Caveman to move him to there. And I'll show you exactly why we're going to do that. Now we are going to play this one. And she gets to skip this swamp tile and move all the way to this desert. I don't know if that's desert or that's desert, but one's red, one's kind of yellow, whatever. Now we're going to discard this one here. We'll move on to that one. And then we'll discard this one here to move on to the gas station. Alright, now once all players do cross that gas station, once the last player hits that, then you get to refresh one of your cards. But we don't get to do that quite yet. So let's draw her hand back up. And let's move Dick up to there. Okay, now we're going to do the neutral racers. So all of them are going to move forward 1 space automatically. So let's see, we will start with them. They will move to there, to there, to there, and to there. Flip over a card. We got swamp, nobody's on swamp. We have trees, nobody on trees. And we do have these 2 guys here on the yellow desert type. Now we are going to move Dick forward. He will go to this location right there. Let's start again with the gruesome twosome. And let's see. Let's spin this one right here to move forward 1 space. And unfortunately, we do not have good cards left over. So let's draw a new one. And that would be his turn, unfortunately. Now that is going to move Dick forward. He is going to go all the way to here because he's already got a trap there, and we're going to lay another trap. Then he's going to go all the way back. Okay, so Penelope, let's see what's going on with her. Oh, she's got a bad draw too. Well, let's play her swamp first, and then we'll just move her to there. And I guess she's just going to stay there, so let's just draw 1 card. See how I can change real fast? And then with Swamp, that will move Dick up to there. And now we're going to activate all our neutral racers, which means they all will move forward 1 space automatically. And now let's flip over their cards. These guys, the Ant Mob, will go forward 1. Any of them on Swamp? Yes, both of them guys are on Swamp. I don't think that would include Dick. I think it's only for these guys. And that is it. But now that will trigger Dick. There, I don't believe you put multiple traps on a location, so he will not, I don't believe, lay a second trap. I could be wrong on that. I've never had that actually happen before. Okay, so let's go with these guys again. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to play this forest one to move forward 1 space. We're going to play the desert one to move forward to here, and then we'll play the swamp, and let's activate this trap, see what happens. The old switcheroo. Switch places with the next racer up to 3 tiles behind you. There are no racers 3 tiles behind, so I do not believe that that would affect him. So, all right, good. That was an awesome turn for him. 3 new cards. Dick will move up to the next swamp tile and then lay a trap, which is there, and then he would retreat right back. Oh no, I'm sorry. He would not be in first, but he will go to here. Okay. All right, Vanellope. Let's see what she's got. All right. She's got to get moving if she wants to win this thing. So let's discard this one here. Let's move her to there. Let's discard this one here. Let's move her to there. And then we'll hang on to the swamp tile and draw 2 new ones. And now that will trigger him. He does not have one in front of him that he can move to. And whenever that does happen, I think, because he can't lay it here, I don't think, that means he's out of the race. He's done. So he has no place he can go. He is done. Now, what we do is we are going to activate our neutral players. So forward, 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 and forward. Now let's flip them over. And nobody's on that type. Flip this over. These two guys move forward one. Flip this over. Oh my gosh, they move, all of them move forward, which also is going to refresh something. So she will refresh this one, and then he is going to refresh. He's going to do his one where he can draw new cards. Okay. All right, this is it. So let's see. So this is a special one. Whenever a player moves onto there, the player in last place, you actually move forward one space. So he is going to play this one first to move onto there, which means we'll move the anthill gang forward. You can play any card to get off of that one. So we will play this one. And let's trigger this trap. Sabotage. Exhaust one of your special powers. Okay, we'll exhaust that one right there because we don't need it anyways. All right, but he does get to stay there. He only has one card, so we will draw two new ones. Okay, Dick is out, so we don't need to worry about him. Let's go over to Penelope, and now she has got to do something fast. So she will play this one first to move forward to here. And that's a stupid swamp. Play that to move to here. And let's see. So 1, 2, he's within 2 tiles. She's going to play Clever Girl, switch places with another racer within 2 tiles. And she is going to swap with him. And then, which would still pass that, which would move them forward. And she will just hang on to this and draw 2 new ones. So this race is just about over, folks. I actually might win with one of these characters this time. We'll see, though. All right, so now all neutral players move forward. And now we do this. So 1, these guys do move forward. They hit that spot, which is going to trigger them. 2, nobody's on swamp. And then 3. Okay, so let's get these, shuffle them up. And then this very well could be the last round. We will see. Okay. He did hit there, which would have moved Ant Mob Gang. So, all right, let's go with Gruesome Twosome. All right, so they'll play, let's see, they'll play this one to move to here. Now that will move one of these two. We'll just move Ant up. Now they'll play this one to go to here, and then they'll play this one to move to there. And that's all they can do, because that's just to discard to draw new cards. And then we'll see if she now has enough to be able to win this race. Okay. And she does. So we're going to use this one to move her to there. We'll use this one to move her to there. And then there you go. Boom. Vanellope Pitstop wins the game. The crowd goes wild. Okay, so that is Wacky Races. This is Simon. Ended up handing this to me at Gen Con for me to film for you, and I hope you enjoyed this little demo. Obviously, you could play with a lot more players than 2, and it's just like kind of what the cartoon was. If you're a man of my age or a person of my age, you're somewhat familiar with the cartoons of the Wacky Races, and it does play very thematically towards how the cartoon was. Now, whether or not that appeals to you, I don't know, because you don't necessarily need the cartoon to be able to enjoy the aspects of what's going on here in the game. It could still be fun regardless. It is a cute, quick, fast-paced racing style game with a lot of weird things that happen, and it's not like you necessarily just play one time and put it away. In fact, what they want to do is try to get you to play like circuits, where you try to do, there's all kinds of little extra things that kick in, but basically you just go for like over the course of a whole entire circuit, and then you just score up all your points of how many times you've won or come in up to 6th place, and then combine those points together, and then that creates your true champion. Now that is, in my opinion, a lot more fun than just playing probably just one setup race, because because this is one of those ones where you can, like you could tell, you could kind of get screwed over in one race just based upon traps or other players getting your way or possibly not drawing the right cards, whereas other races you could possibly just sprint ahead like Vanellope. Well, I mean, actually, look like the gruesome twosome. We're going to take this one easily, but you see you could still come back for the victory just like Penelope did. I think it's a really cute game. It's a lot of fun, and I just got to say kudos to CMON for how they put these miniatures together. I mean, it is just so reminiscent of how the characters and their cars actually looked. You got Dick Dastardly, and then you got Muttley, and I'll attempt a Muttley laugh. If you're familiar with that, there you go. And I love the characters that are in this. I used to love watching this as a kid, and this does bring back a lot of memories. Now, if you are curious, yep, there are a ton of other erasers we have here in the box. In fact, let me pull off this little plastic cover for you to give you a better shot of them. There we go. And we have, like, you know, the preppy race car guy. I didn't put him in there just because, I don't know, I wanted to do something a little bit more unique. There's the Professor, Baron guy. Gosh, who was this guy? Was it Cletus or something like that? I can't remember their names. It's been a while, but regardless. And then they all do have their own little player boards, and each of them do have like their own little special ability cards that they play. Now, most of these are still going to be the same. Basically, it's going to be like avoiding traps and drawing cards. And then these here are the ones that are going to always be just a little bit different, that are going to give you the abilities like what they had, where he had that bad attack, and then she had those bright headlights where they affect the other players, which is cool. You know, they all cheated in some way. It's just Dick was the absolute worst about cheating. Anyways, so that is Wacky Races, my opinion. Pretty cool game. A lot of fun. Very cute. But, you know, it's one of those ones where it's either going to appeal to you or not. And for me, it does appeal to me just for nostalgic reasons, plus the fact that it does play at a pretty fast pace, and everybody can seem to pretty much get into it for the most part. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't done it yet, do me a favor. Leave me a like. And if you haven't done yet, definitely hit subscribe. Got a lot more games coming to you that I want to share, and when I see more subscribers subscribing to the channel, it is just that much more encouraging to produce more content. So, as usual, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.